Everything's gonna work great. Welcome to Dojo Earth Radio. We've got that going. Yeah, and because I'm probably gonna screw it up, we're just gonna start it up.
Oh.
Hey, you guys! Welcome to the show. You're live. You're live. Music's playing. I don't know if people can hear me, but you're doing stuff right now.
We're la 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 la. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys or hear you guys. Welcome to Pi Day.
Pi Day.
Can you believe it?
It circles all day long, all day.
That is something, isn't it? That
3.14, the magic number that never ends.
That's right, Lori. And yesterday was Friday 13th.
I know, another one. We had two in 2 months.
Back to back.
I know. We're
It's like a magic feminine magic numbers.
The universe is like, fuck it, give them another one. James was right. 13 is a good number. These guys are going to learn it.
You know, I did count.
We're going to have one more, too, by the way. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Renee.
Hello, Renee.
World.
Hello.
I'm back. The audio is
Renee.
great.
It's your day
Is
today,
there an
Renee.
echo, Renee?
There was not an... Well, now I feel like I should go back and listen again just to make sure there isn't an echo. But I could hear everybody's voice. Not last week it was like we couldn't hear the dojo players.
Yeah.
The dojo player crew.
Hey, I did
turning
count.
the other cheek. Yeah. We were singing
yeah.
songs earlier. When I say we, I should probably just kind of say me. But I got everyone got it. They were going. We were doing
We were
it.
singing.
We were singing before you
you
even
got
got here.
That's right.
These guys put the care in karaoke.
Song.
Yeah, you guys put the care in karaoke.
Because Renee brought the pie bake.
Oh,
guys.
yes. Someone
totally
put
brought
the
it.
pie out in the rain.
That's right. There was the song.
Oh, my goodness.
I can take it because it took so long to bake this apple pie. It'll never have... that's where I was going with that.
The pie in the
Letterman?
rain.
Was that the Letterman?
Wow,
Yeah, that was
that's
good.
fabulous. And leaving the pie out in the rain, an apple pie left in the rain. Think about the feelings. Think about the
opening band
feelings
was
that
killing
goes.
it before you got here, bro.
Man.
Well, I literally
me.
just saw the grossest thing that I thought was so weird. There's all these different ways to make cakes these days. And this lady put a whole container of Oreo cookies in boiling water, melted it to a paste, and that was her cake base. And then she added sugar to it. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Like my eyes were starting to no.
Wait, why would she add sugar?
To the melted
I know,
cookies.
right?
Why would she we need sugar now?
That's where I said, I'm stopping.
There wasn't enough sugar in it.
It doesn't have it. Exactly.
I think that's
So
what's
that
called
was-
they're about to be committed to one of those like drug rehab programs when they're like,
That's right.
you know what, this Oreo cookie paste needs sugar. You're just like, okay, it's time.
Yeah, we need to add some sugar. But yeah, it was so like I had to stop myself. Like Renee, you can't even digest that with your eyes. You're getting diabetes right now.
Diabetes. You got diabetes, right?
Diabetes.
Yeah. There you go.
Diabetes.
I think Brad actually said
brownies.
that first.
I made these brownies with cacao and sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used
What are
almond
you
butter.
doing? That sounds amazing.
It was so good. A couple of eggs, a little bit of maple syrup.
Of course you did.
And then you can actually use, what is that? It's a sesame paste. Tahini.
Tahini,
You can make some tahini and then some almond butter combination.
Is it sesame
And
or is it sesame? Because I love sesame. Seriously,
Sesame?
I think from now on we should start calling that open sesame.
Open sesame.
That's some good
Oil.
stuff, Lori. I like that's like
And then I put some almonds in it, and it's like you only need a tiny little square to satiate your chocolate problem.
yeah.
That rich, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the world is riddled with chocolate problems. A bunch of people wandering around not knowing that, if I just had some chocolate,
I
this
would be
fine.
better.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so good. I had
That's a magical confection. Actually, it's pretty pure source, right? I mean, I've never made my own cacao
I
or
actually
chocolate.
put a little
but I've
coconut
watched
flour.
videos.
I put some coconut flour in it, and then you can make it any way, like with some vanilla. But then somebody said they tried it with the almond. Instead of vanilla, using the almond stuff.
Almond essence. Oh yeah,
Yes.
that takes it to
That's
another
right.
level.
Then you've got almond chocolate brownies with the. Oh my God!
Well, if you add almond essence instead of vanilla to a white cake mix.
Yes.
Man, I gotta change my pants now.
You immediately
Guys.
have like a birthday flavored cake because that almond makes it that birthday flavor. It's a weird thing that makes it officially birthday. Just a teeny smidge of almond.
Why are we not eating right now? Seriously.
It's pie day. We started out with food.
I know. I feel like we really
already ate dinner.
I really blew it, Brad. I should have thought about this. Could have seen this coming from like three pies away.
You really should have.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, you're like, what Pandora's
room, I was asking where the pie
refrigerator am I opening up right now?
You know, some people, the pristine, the archaeologists that are like, hey, you guys that are thinking about like alternative timelines or cyclical history, you need to stop, because that's not what we do here. We're serious, and you guys can't mess around with that. One proof we have is that cacao, no one ate chocolate. No one ate chocolate in ancient Egypt, which means that they never talked to South America. This is a thing people say. They've been saying this. I've heard it. I've literally heard them say it. Yeah, and I've been like, wow, that's an interesting proof. First of all, you got a lot of angst in you, buddy, for being an archaeologist. I mean, why are you even an archaeologist if you're this upset? But second of all, I don't know if the psyche even found chocolate to be that good a long time ago. I want to keep in mind that our palates, right? Anytime you try and let's look at this old colonial recipe, and all of us sit down and we make it verbatim, we're throwing up. We are like, this is horrible. How did they eat this?
Like acorns.
Yeah, it's like really gross. So I think that the whole chocolate thing could even be a new, like a yellow sun invention. Like, look, I know you guys, you're going to have Spanish flu, you're going to freak the fuck out, you're going to have 4 wars, but you get some chocolate. You're going to now be able to eat chocolate. You're going to think.
But you know what the real
currency, right? They would go over like not just with water, but with chocolate, right? And
I was thinking the real currency was spices, right?
It was, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't chocolate be part of that? Like, or that wasn't part of the...
It would, but only if people had...
Nutmeg.
I think, but only if people had a flavor, a taste for chocolate.
Oh.
Keep in mind how bitter it is.
Yeah, it is bitter.
Right. Keep in mind that until you fuse it with sugar, it's not really good. But also keep in mind that maybe the psyche itself just wasn't ready. It just wasn't able to really enjoy chocolate. It didn't have the flavor palette for it. You know, it's a pretty complex flavor palette to be like, here's some cacao. And you're like, oh my God.
Well, you know, I tell you with those brownies, you can't binge on them.
Yeah.
You can only binge on brownies that have a lot of like flour and sugar. I don't know why that combination is just like you can eat a half a pan of them.
Yeah.
These you can eat one little square and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, fudge is that way. I'm just like, guys, the universe doesn't need this. This is too much. I'm sorry. Look, I'm a prude.
Yeah.
I'm a prude. I admit it. It's too much.
I mean, right now they're like you can get a piece of cheesecake, dip it in chocolate, put cookies on it, and then caramel. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, what about just a piece of cheesecake?
Oh, deep.
You know, it's like all these things. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, this is what the appetite seems to be. Is I mean, I'm watching the videos like, wow.
No, you have to add salt to it too.
Yeah, that's important.
I was thinking when I use salt and pepper, I kind of feel like a god. I'm like, look at me. I open this cupboard. Here's the salt. I just twist it to the pepper right at my hand's length. You know, it's just like, I can season my food. It's just so available.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
Think about how they used to get salt in the day, and pepper was just like, you know, really expensive.
If you jumped in a time machine and you could only grab things out of your house, you should definitely go for the spice rack. Like you'll live like kings for a while just off the spice rack. You know?
I mean, we're joking about it, but think about how much how much of economics was that?
Oh, yeah.
It was.
I mean, oh, fuck yeah.
You were paid in salt in Rome.
Marco
right?
Polo.
Yeah.
Marco.
Taste and flavor has been so much more a part of the development of human consciousness than, hey, we may want to realize, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fiber, so much movement.
Oh, Polo, sorry. Sorry about that.
Marco.
Polo, sorry about that. I didn't mean to deny your
Yeah, the
Marco.
spice road. What was that called? The spice road. When I was in Turkey.
Right,
Yeah.
The Silk Road.
The silk. Yeah.
That's
And just that terrain, that beautiful Middle Eastern land.
I always
You know what I
wanted to
mean? And
take-
you think about all the commerce back then, and right there on the, where
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the water, the Mediterranean, or there's just no wonder there's a lot of complications in and about that area still.
And I always wanted to take that Orient Express on the Silk Road. I don't know if that exists, but it sounded so glamorous.
Well, I feel sorry for the bricklayers of old, because you're like cruising down the Silk Road, you're like carrying all these bricks, and then you meet this guy, and this guy is like, "Well, what do you trade?" He's like, "I trade powdered cinnamon," and you're just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "Yeah, I carry around a snort. I basically have a snortful in this vial. Basically, pays my entire salary for a year." And you're just like, you're like, "Well, I sell each of these bricks for like 1/2 of a farthing, and it's gonna take me about 38,000 calories to move these bricks from here to the market. Then I gotta listen to some asshole haggle with me over the price of my bricks when I had to drag them all here. And now you're telling me you're going to go sell that guy cinnamon and he's not going to ask a question about the price at all because he hasn't seen any in 4 months?" It's like, yeah. So the bricklayer takes his bricks and he bashes the dude's head in with his bricks, and then now he's a cinnamon bricklayer. He's like, "I got
now he's a cinnamon dealer."
Yeah, I got cinnamon.
Hey,
this is a move up. Yeah, that's rough,
That is rough, isn't it?
That is. Think about what you do, especially if it's like in your blood. It's like, but it's in my blood to be a bricklayer. Fuck, why did I do this? This is, man.
a little.
Now I'm
while
a dealer
ago,
of the spice.
Yep.
we were talking. Y'all, someone was mentioning the idea that you become what you eat, right? That what you eat becomes you, right? And where I'm tying this in is, think about how much the spice trade has. What do you think has informed us of just other places, other cultures around the world? So, for example, when you imbibe in the cuisine of a certain area, do you not become informed of sort of the land?
Sure.
Because that's what it's all about. The spice comes from that land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a
Think about curry. You're all of a sudden you're in the land of curry, and you're like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? What are you doing? What was breakfast? What do you to put that in? Oh my God, you're putting that in your breakfast. Instant breakfast mix with curry, carnation instant curry for breakfast."
That's right. And it makes people smell different.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's why their heads bob instead of. Isn't that cool that like yes is like a bobbing head in India? It's not an up down. It's a bobbing kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. It's like, wow.
I love Indian food. It's like my favorite. All those spices and flavors and
see that turns me off fast. It's like fudge to me. It's too much. It removes my ability to enjoy delicacies. There's no such thing as delicacies anymore because everything's intensities. It's all like full on. It's like spice food though. It's like spicy food too. It's like if you're going to eat a lot of spicy food, it's like, what's the point of eating? I mean, you might as well just eat like asphalt on a cracker. I mean, look at you. I mean, and hats off to you. Like you're like, hey, this tastes good. It's like, yeah, I don't know if you can taste anything. So, but I'm a lightweight, Lori. I'm a
lightweight, but India is like really fascinating because all of the spices, all of the flavors, and all of the colors, all at the same time, and stimulation. Like the music and the this and the that. It's just like they have a lot of tolerance for a lot of stimulation, both the taste buds.
Yep. Yes, you got to with that much population density, right? You're going to have people everywhere, right? Hey, not to mention there's an endorphin component to spicy foods, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Spicy food burn yourself enough.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, there's certainly that for sure.
And it's good parasitic. the cayenne pepper is parasitic.
Yeah, although it probably just turns the parasites like more rugged, like more inner city. You know, they're just more like
city parasites.
Like fuck yeah, man. We are crude. What's he gonna feed us today? It don't matter, muchacho. We can eat it all now. We've learned to digest it all. He ate gravel, the pea gravel, the other day. It's wonderful. Very good.
I had scorpions for breakfast.
Scorpions. Yes. In my Carnation Instant Breakfast was scorpions. It's my favorite. We will milk scorpions. You know, it's funny. One of the most expensive liquids in the world is actually scorpion venom.
What do they do with it?
How hard it is to
I
extract
think
it.
they scorpionize each other. I think they're sort of like. I mean, who doesn't want scorpion venom, Lori? Come on.
Come on, it's like the snake. It's like people do snake
It
medicine.
walks downstairs, it travels and fares, it's a zinky sound. Scorpion venom, it's one for a girl and a boy. Hey, let's have some scorpion venom. I know. Let's fill our squirt guns with scorpion venom and go play outside.
Make this real, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. It's a good question. It's funny. I should have asked that.
Like
I should have asked that. But if
really
do you even ask that question though? Like if you meet someone that's like looking for scorpion venom, like are you even gonna ask him like what it's for? Because I'm curious. Holy shit, I'm curious.
And I'll show you.
But it feels like exactly. It feels like it's one of those questions where you're not gonna like the answer, and it's probably gonna like make you an accomplice in some ways. Then you're gonna be obligated to some sort of legal obligation. You're gonna be tied into the scorpion venom for a while.
You're like, oh, I didn't want to know that.
Yeah.
Secret.
Well, I went
it was a secret poison.
Meanwhile, there's a dude that's like, I've captured this scorpion. We're going to milk it and make millions of dollars because I'm tired of being a bricklayer. We're going into the scorpion pus business now. And then it comes out, no, scorpion urine is not the product we want, dude. It's scorpion venom. It's like, damn it, for 100 years I collected all this urine. I thought for sure we made it. Surprisingly not hard to get scorpions to pee. You just give them beer. They drink a lot of beer and they just start pissing all over the place. The tricky part is collecting it. You got to collect it. You got to make little scorpion urinals. And you got to make room for they eat a lot of headroom because they got that big ass tail, and they're not going to pee if there's no privacy because it makes it crawl back up. So you need like this really high vaulted ceiling urinal to set up that the scorpions
like
can come in and pee in. Yeah, it's sort of like
and then you
French.
have to sing a song. You have to sing a song.
Like goes into the sky and then it arches into like a kind of fountain urinal.
That's right.
I see this.
You have to sing a song. Dun 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 dun. Tequila. Dun dun dun.
I have this all wrong. I thought it would just be easier having a graded floor, but no, you're right.
Well, Brad, now you tell me, where the fuck were you during the planning phase when we were raising all the grant money? Damn it, you're right. A grade floor would have been amazing. Jesus, Brad. We need to ask you sooner about these things.
Back in the day, we used to go to these like fun houses, and they had those weird houses where the floors were all weird.
Yeah.
And you got all disoriented. Where did they go?
I don't know. But, before the fun houses, there were the not so fun houses. that did not go over well at all, did it? People were just like the mundane houses kind of,
That's in conscious development, right?
But the fun house. Yeah, there's a fun house here. It's I don't know if they call it a fun house. I think that name's probably taken, but it's probably like a what do they call it? But it's like a gravity house. You know what I mean? Where it's like you in, but it's shaped the wrong way. It's kind of like my house.
I love that.
I should just let people into my house and be like, look, Wednesdays, I'm opening up the gravity house. You're gonna fucking love this. Yeah, let's play catch the marble.
You think it's a closet, but it's not.
Yeah. And you got to guess on the floor where the marble's gonna land. You gotta. It's gonna depend on the Coriolis.
New aspect of the James True Live experience.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of.
You probably could have a really nice swing hanging from your ceiling, like a ladder to climb up it, and then make it swing so somebody could swing just for fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and
we could
shoot
probably
out
put a
and
swing in.
I mean, I'm gonna have to get liability insurance, but yeah, we could do that. Why not?
We'll just have a feather pillow on the bottom to catch. We'll put up some nets.
That would be fun to put a track on your ceiling and ride it like a barbell through the whole house.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun.
It's funny.
Fun house.
They used to do that in India for fun. it's I almost brought that up earlier, but like no shit, like back in the Civil War days, if you were cruising around India, you would come upon a town, and no shit, there'd be a giant pole, and there'd be dudes swinging from ropes tied to their feet around the pole, and like death-defyingly dangerous stuff, like crazy stuff.
Whoa.
And everyone's just having a good time. They're just like, fuck yeah, man, it's Friday. You're going to get the, tie your ankle to this rope and get swinging. I'm trying to, because this is like an ancient ritual. There's not like a power source for this, right? So it's somehow they're able to spin themselves with enough angular velocity that the guy's attached to the rope with his foot, but he's like horizontal. He's swinging so fast.
It's kind of like ice skating when they hold their feet and they spin around when they're ice skating.
Yeah.
Centrifugal force.
It's Indian ice skating.
They do that in Peru. There's a little guy that plays a flute on the top, and they fall down in the ropes, and they have their ankles tied, and it starts spinning around, and I'm like, well, it's equal. There's four of them.
Isn't that insane that two different continents, like dudes who had no idea about each other, both of them independently decided, hey, let's tie this rope to our ankle and freaking spin around and bring the girls. It'll make the girls swoon. And girls are like, what are they doing? They're like, they're trying to impress us. It's like, oh my God, look at him. God,
when
sexy.
you're a kid and you grab like an arm and a leg and then you spin someone around like that.
Yeah.
Just by one arm and one leg.
Yeah.
It's so fun. You're like, my turn.
Yeah, you're right. They were just playing, I guess.
Let's up this game. We need to dilate.
Yeah, but they're so far up there too, Lori. The not just in Peru,
really
but
high.
it's an Aztec thing too. They do that there. It's like Quetzalcoatl is like the four directions are represented and stuff. And
that's right. And that's why he's playing the flute.
Yep.
Up there.
Yep. And then there's one guy usually in the center, and he's just kind of like watching everybody.
Yep.
Sometimes he's playing a drum, and he's just like, "Hey, what you guys good?" And one guy's like, "I gotta pee." It's like, well, just let it go, man. Just pee. Dude.
I don't even know how they get back up because the thing doesn't spin to the ground; it stays up there.
Yeah, it is. You were like what, eight stories up?
Yeah.
Like you're so freaking high up. And everyone's just like walking around like, what is this? It's like, what is there now to do? You yourself
back up the rope or something. How do you get back up?
No idea.
To the hoopy thing. Yeah, I don't know.
No idea.
Typically,
someone dies every year. Typically, someone dies every year on that thing. I remember I was researching that. It's like at least every year someone dies.
Oh, wonderful.
It's actually considered more of an omen if someone doesn't die, where you're just like, oh my God, this was the year no one died.
This year.
Oh my God, something's wrong. Something horrible's going to happen. Why? Well, because none of us died on the crazy ankles farting swing around thing.
Dude, part of the reason we're swinging around with crazy ankles is because one of us is probably going to die.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
And if nobody dies, this has become a little too mundane, a little too safe. We're going to have to up the ante. We're going to have to go to 16 stories next time.
Yeah, they don't put nets down. Not like, the trapeze artists.
No.
There's no net.
It's got to be part of it, doesn't it? I mean, absolutely.
It was before the internet. See, they didn't have those nets then.
Oh, they didn't know that they were available. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pre-internet.
You think that the heights thing, do you think it's like, those, the Native Americans, they had them work on the skyscrapers in New York. They were the Navajo, I think. A certain type of tribe of First Nation were the ones that weren't afraid of heights. And you see those pictures where they're walking on the balance beam?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrifying. Oof. Now, I was wondering if it was genetic heights, or I know my mother was terrified of heights. So I think I'm terrified because she showed me how terrified she was. I don't think it came through the cells. It was because she was showing me. And I'm like, I don't like having a fear of heights, but I'm not willing to conquer it either. Like walk up a pole and,
Yeah, I'm more saying like, if you're on, like in a lighthouse, you're in this tall lighthouse and there's a walkway and then there's a rail. Would you look over the rail or would you stand against the lighthouse?
Against the lighthouse?
Yeah. I'm a look over the rail person, and one of my daughters like, there's no way I'm even getting close to this rail. I'm like, really? Like, she's like, no, like it's this internal like. It's really, I like that it's there and it varies.
You didn't give her that, and she has it. Where'd it come from?
Her dad has it.
Oh, okay.
Her dad has it.
Well, I don't think that we'd be able to function if we didn't carry epigenetic memories like that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like scorpions. How long? I mean, a lot of us. I mean, Brad. Let's be honest. You and me, we'd be like, "Hey, let's pet the scorpion." Like it would take like 100,000.
Yeah. Dude, they're so fucking cute.
Do-overs before we'd realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't pet that thing. But thanks to epigenetic memories, right? You have that leg up, so you end up being able to be afraid of something. This is exactly the same cloning discussion we've had,
right?
Because you're just
rattlesnake.
Yeah, you're just reading your clone's memories is what you're doing, you know. And your clone's like, yeah, man, let's not fall. I don't want to talk about it. Like, no, what happened, clone? I don't want to talk about it. It was embarrassing, but we were at Fall Creek Falls. I've got a little bit too much peyote going. I jumped off the falls. Yeah.
I was the one that didn't make it.
When we were at Fall Creek Falls, we went to the falls, of course, and they're really high, of course. Like 5, 6, 8 stories drop.
Yeah.
And we were picturing how it's probably possible. There's some legends or something of Native Americans that have probably jumped off those cliffs, either unknowingly, right? Like by following a deer or something and getting all like animized into the hunt or something, or being afraid, running for your life, or just being just freaking werewolfed.
Running with the moon.
You know, just running with the moon. And we were picturing them like jumping off these cliffs. And then if you were to jump off those cliffs and like survive, like either landing in the water or landing on the other side or grabbing a tree or something, you would be forever different. You would become this squirrel-like sort of creature. The forest would become much more reachable. And I picture how civilization has constantly been shielded away from those things, when in fact the epigenetic, we probably have the same epigenetic, just like we have fear of heights, we probably have the epigenetic belief in doing things that are simply amazing. Like we can't even fathom that we could pull that off now. But there was a time in our past when we could, and we remember those things too. This is why we have epigenetic fear, because you need both, right? You would need epigenetic courage and epigenetic fear, right? Because you're constantly going to be learning new tool sets and realizing that you don't want to pet scorpions anymore, or you want to, be more plant-based or more local-based or whatever with your psychopathy, things like that. So you constantly need a series of epigenetic fears and epigenetic courages that would be changing and conflicting with each other as your different, clones are able to live in the world.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And I know we thought kind of about clones, but I mean, in the real sense, that's kind of what we're talking about as far as these epigenetic memories that carry through, the way that we are able to learn things like collectively over time. Mm-hmm. So we may not think of ourselves as exactly clones in that sort of sense, but when we think of our ancestors and, again, going back to what you're saying about you cook that cuisine that they ate, it might taste like absolute crap to us now, not understanding the fact that all these epigenetic memories are building, and it's so that the throttle and the brake of it, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you jump off a cliff and you realize, okay, I can't fly, but at the same time, as you say, Renee, am I so afraid that I'm backed up against the lighthouse, or am I still looking over that rail? You know what I mean? Right. Because there is that balance. There's that.
I tell you what happens to me when I watch somebody go up to the rail. My feet start to sweat and cramp like a monkey.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens.
I had a guy that taught me roofs, and he was one of those where he had been spending enough time on it that he would walk on the, a concrete wall that's just a concrete block. So it's just a 6-inch wide. But he would walk on the top of that because he had done it for so long. And you mentioned that, Lori, right? When I was learning from him, and he was kind of teasing me to get up there and walk it. And it's like, I'm not like overly afraid of heights, but I wasn't that freaking bold. You know what I'm saying? Because
you weren't going to balance beam.
Yeah, and 30 feet in the air, no net. But it was just like, yeah. And there's something about that, because if you're nervous, that's when your balance will probably give, right?
Yeah.
But if you're relaxed, your balance probably isn't
So I have a question for Renee. So Renee, when you watch somebody do they did, somebody walked across the Grand Canyon or something on a tightrope.
Oh gosh, on a tightrope with.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you watch it, does it make you freak out, or do you go, "Oh yeah, no problem"?
Oh, I'm just like, wow, that's incredible. I mean, I'm just more in awe.
It doesn't make your hands sweat or your feet
no,
do weird things.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's not me. So I guess I don't associate into it as much. It seems like you really associate.
Oh
with
my God, I can't watch that stuff. I can't watch people climbing Everest when they get to that place where it's like you fall either way and you're dead. I can't watch that.
Yeah.
So when you see, Lori, someone accomplish something amazing, that doesn't also alternatively give you a little boost of wow, like you just saw something was possible that you were.
It affects me. I can watch certain things like I can watch surfing, but heights, when it comes to that, I get a physical sickness.
Yeah.
It affects me physically.
Yeah, I get hives basically. This prickly, sweaty kind of feeling. It's not all the time, but it's definitely certain times. And I'm just like, oh, and I don't want to watch anymore. And it's not all the time, but that definitely has happened.
Now, I will agree, as we're talking about these things, if it's peril involved and you're afraid that someone's mortally in danger, that changes how you're viewing something, I think, without a doubt, right? I think for all of us, if you feel mortal danger there, some people may enjoy that, right? But you feel a little more queasy thinking that. But at the same time, when you see someone do something, let's say there's not necessarily such mortal danger involved, but like we're talking about with the spinning from the ropes, there is that. But it's small enough that you can watch it and still be amazed at what they're doing, right? And I don't know, going back to, we mentioned Pele weeks and weeks ago, with the idea that when he first did his bicycle kick, it's the fact that people around probably being like, what, you can do that? And okay, now that's been opened up, it's like, oh, well, what else can we stretch?
Yeah.
But there's that balance there between, like you say, being brave and being cautious.
Yeah, even guys are probably able to pull out a sling, right? And take a rock and hit something at 100 yards, moving target and stuff. It's it was no big deal. All the things that we used to be able to do, we still have memories of that. And then, like you were talking about earlier, collectively, if you've been born from two different sets of genes, so those are two different clans. So each of those clans' lessons are now somewhere inside of your code. You've got a limbic reaction, a clone memory of something that you've never actually experienced, but you have experienced it somehow before.
Yeah.
I love that. I think about, how, my husband and I produce the girls, right? So they're half him and they're half me. And I feel as myself as a whole, me, Renee, but I'm also a combination. So it's just feel my wholeness and to see her part of me, but also him, and just to see how that works. It's really beautiful. Yeah. It's a fun collaboration, a fun mix to see what you get when you mix a couple of egg and a sperm. This is what happens. Yeah. But to know that they both have, his ancestral line, experience as well. And, I know as much as I know about mine and know a bit about his, but just to kind of put it together and see where it overlaps, or where there might be a different lesson to learn from his side and mine. Or maybe, it's just, it's fun to consider. Like that.
When I was parenting my daughter and I was terrified of heights, she told me as an adult, she said, Mom, I thought you thought there was some kind of psychotic break I was going to have, that I was going to throw myself off a building. She thought, because I was that was mortal danger. If she got too close to the edge, I was freaking out.
Got it. Okay.
And she thought she was going to do some kind of crazy thing, throw herself. I can tell you, when I get too close to the edge, I feel like I want to jump.
Yeah.
And I'm not suicidal.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Totally.
But I thought everyone had it. And so I was just trying to protect her. So she thought she was going to have a psychotic break and jump off the side of the.
I've thought a lot about this, Lori, and I'm not saying I'm right, but I really have thought a lot about this. And when you think about every time you go somewhere, you start to look at all the possibilities that are at that location you're at, right? Like what you could do, what options you have. And so your brain starts to simulate all of the cycles inside of what all the possibilities are so that you can limbically have a feeling, kind of a guiding principle to know what do you want to do. Like I'm in the mood to have fun. So out of all the limbic feelings I have, oh, this seems like the most fun. Oh, hey. And so what happens is when you are experiencing a height like that, you are recalling the event. And here's why I think, here's my theory as to why it freaks you out more. The reason why is because the most exciting, dilating event is that falling.
Yeah.
And
my imagination is so good. I just feel it.
And does everybody think like that? I don't know, but maybe.
Yeah. And you know that out of all the appetites that are available at this space, this one is the most dilating. This one gives you an NDE. It gives you, and it's almost like a regulator, that we have a limbic regulator that knows ourselves a little bit too well. It understands how important dilation is to you. And so it has this extra backup emergency brake that happens before you even see things.
So in Lori, it's going, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I really think this is it. And the more mundane that we are living our lives, the more dangerous that is. The more dangerous things like that are. And so we have to have more of this emergency brake kind of applied to it, because it's trying to keep us on this more tepid kind of appetite as far as like what we can choose to do and whatnot.
That's so interesting. Yeah. And nobody else has that.
Well, I have a similar pull of fear over water that I can't see the bottom of, like in the ocean. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I got that one
it
too.
is so deep, and to jump into the water, I'm like, I don't know what's underneath me. I did it a time in the Sea of Cortez, and I was in there like, yeah, I'll jump in the ocean, and I jumped in. I was like, wait a minute, oh my God, Renee, get in back in the boat. I was just freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such an amazing feeling. That really is such an amazing feeling.
Gosh, it was so huge.
Yeah, and I guess that is sort of like heights, but
yeah,
it is a little bit different though. But yeah, it is kind of like heights. Yeah. But it's like that abysmus. That that's something I've had. Some of the most profound experiences I've had with scuba diving, and I went over a ledge. I wasn't supposed to go below 100 feet. And the reef ledge was basically like at 90 feet or something. And then I just curled over it. I just teamed over it, and it was just dropped into just complete nothingness. And it felt so attractive. It pulled me down. I got to about 120 feet.
What? It pulled you down?
I got yelled at. I got in trouble. I was just so
oxygen. You'd get bends, baby.
I was so moved by that just expanse of just nothingness, and I kept picturing this giant creature coming to, I guess you could say, eat me, but I really wasn't looking, more just to see me, you know. Like it was so it was like terrifying. But see, I had also had, like, I was seeing sharks there, and that was always scary because you're in their territory, and then you stay, and so I think it's just part of that.
It awakens the
You're in the jungle.
You know?
Yeah, you're in the jungle, and you get to taste that dilation. And when you're afraid of those heights, I think it's an opportunity to alchemize that appetite, because there is something there that you can taste. It wouldn't register if not. And you just have to learn how to drink it. You have to learn how to sip it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard because I can't make the hives go away. I'll do that if I'm watching something online and someone will do a parkour thing where they jump on top of a smokestack that's like 300 feet in the air or some shit like that. And I get itchy and hot.
Yep.
I try and watch it again because I want to learn if I can enjoy it. Can I enjoy watching this?
I do the same thing.
And I can't. I still hate it. But alchemically, I do consider that's why it tastes bad. You know, is it something for me to consider as a possibility? You know.
Yeah. I can't watch boxing. Like I can't see people hit each other.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it.
It really like hurts
UFC
my face.
became big with some of the friends and stuff, and I get you on that because I never got the pull for UFC, but I get some people's appetite.
Yeah, that is some intense. Is
that the Ultimate Fighters thing?
Yeah. They're really trying to hurt each other. Really,
yeah, they sure are. And
they don't have any padding on anything, huh?
They just want to hurt each other's horses. Let me hurt your horse. I'm gonna hurt your horse worse than my horse. You're hurt, you know.
Yeah.
What is the attraction in that?
Rage, adrenaline, rage. These are same thing with cops, same thing with paramedics, same thing with a lot of different professions out there. There are people that are tracing, women too, by the way. There's a serious adrenaline out there that's available that you can tap into. I think, honestly, the restaurant, cooking in a kitchen. I know that lives aren't necessarily in danger. I mean, we could argue they are if you talk about salmonella and stuff, but it's like the intensity that you want to get things right, that you have to get things right is a real high that makes you feel super alive, like super alive. And that's an appetite that's hard to step away from. And so, we all have to come up with things that we do with our lives to satisfy our appetite. So we'll end up having a deeper imaginary world if we don't get it from the normal, what we call the normal world, or adrenaline is just one of those colors, and you want to drink all these colors because what I think about is it comes back to, we want to water our brain. We want to water our neurons, our memories. And the only way to keep those memories alive is to water them from time to time. So we reminisce on purpose. We have favorite memories because we're simply needing to make sure these are being saved. And this is why we recall things like this. Same reason why we freak out and stress about something, We want to make sure that's saved because it's important to our survival, or so we think. So if you think about it like that, then really all of your experiences you're looking for a certain kind of spice, a certain kind of appetite, or a certain kind of entertainment, to digest. This is why we pick the people we picked in our lives, but also it's why we pick what we do for a living. It's why we pick how much stress we generate ourselves in our own lives, Now,
do you think that's also a reason we pick the different things? Like, for example, the people who get off on UFC, right, and need that adrenaline, right? That's a little different than, like you're talking about, going over the ledge of the reef and being out there and wanting to, just be seen by the monster. That's the same level of, like, that's still an adrenaline rush in a way, right?
Yeah, it's
it's so interesting because my sister was a wedding. She did weddings. It was like a nightmare. I would go up to help her out some weekends, and I was like, why would anyone want to choose to do this? This highest stress. People are all stressed out, and it's horrible, the level of stress. And then you have to wait till the wedding's over and then take it all down. It was like a level of hell that I couldn't imagine wanting to do. But now it makes sense. It was just a high of adrenaline, rushing to get the flowers, not the flowers to die, this happening, that happening. And, it's
I think the theater,
funerals,
the theater's the same way. Like when I worked in theater, which is not nearly enough, but the few times I did, you were just you're so alive, Lori. You were so fucking alive. Every day before in the parking lot, 10 days before you're online, and the way you park your car and you're watching the sky because you're getting ready to go into theater, you're not going to see the sun for a long time, because that's what happens when you're getting ready. You stop seeing the sun because everything's about the stage and how everything looks, and that building is yours, this grand cathedral. It's just such
you're
a
in
beautiful,
the play. You're
beautiful.
Immersed.
And this is what I mean by you taste these things, and then you have to go back to Muggle world, to normal world, where those things aren't there, and you have to somehow survive. So you have to create all the drama, all the intricacies, because that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be tasting these flavors all the time. We're supposed to be psychopathically avoiding seeing the jaguar every day. We're supposed to be, seeing death every day, because that death brings that dilation, I think, ultimately. And, we're a little bit too clever for our own good sometimes, but we're a little bit too clever for our own good, because we learn to avoid the very things that make us feel alive. So we end up with neuroses,
Yeah.
It's an inflammatory response.
That's why I like to take my van out on a vacation. I think the highest level of my vacation is surviving scary things.
Yeah.
And and then to survive, wake up, like doing something kind of, radical, maybe like camping out on Route 1 on California or something, and not getting knocked on your van door, waking up, and you get to see this beautiful, like the most gorgeous view. It's like a 5-star hotel as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Not staying in the safety of a 5-star hotel, but waking up to those kind of views. It's like amazing.
Yeah.
But it's scary though.
Yep.
It is, but there's a boredom in the 5-star hotel, is there not? I mean, how many times have you heard, and I know we've all experienced, right? Well, if I guess you're lucky enough to have to say it like this way, but if you've ever gone on a vacation where it's been as safe, like you're talking about, Lori, as safe and controlled and blah, blah, all this, but how it's kind of boring at the end, and it's like
I think what happens is they get their excitement or adrenaline from complaining about how things aren't perfect.
That's how it comes out, right? And then, like, that's what's so crazy about it is, like, the actual most engaging experience, most dilating experiences are when we feel alive. And we kind of know this deep down.
I won't go out to dinner with certain people that are those 5-star people because they complain about everything because it makes them feel alive. And I'm like, I don't want my food to get spit on.
Right. And they don't even realize that's exactly what's happening. But I'm with you there. I can't, I don't get off on that kind of energy. It's
just funny.
It's amazing me having worked in a restaurant that people don't realize that it's kind of like already you're trusting complete strangers to bring you your food. So you want to be an asshole to me, whether it's me at the front of I work front of the house and back of the house. And I'm like, you sit there with your smug air being like, oh, I always get exactly what I want because I'll complain about everything. Yeah. It's like, you don't know how much.
Well, that's part of what makes the dinner exciting. Cause you're like, am I going to live? Am I going to die?
Is
am I
there
going to get
booger
sick?
in my booger?
Yeah, exactly.
You wish it was just a booger.
In colonial times, there's this recipe, and it's just hilarious because you can imagine coming out of the cold, and you finally make it back to civilization. Something happened awful, who knows? And you show up to this inn, and you only can have whatever they have, and you give the lady all your money, and she's just like, yeah, so I want to take this old fucking sock that I can't wear anymore. I'm going to put an apple inside this sock. Then I'm going to boil it, the sock and the apple. But before that, I'm going to cram a bunch of cinnamon inside the middle of the apple with some honey and nutmeg. And it's going to be wrapped in my sock. And then I'm going to give it to you. And then when I give it to you, if you don't have enough money, you're going to I'm just going to have to, because I'm keeping the sock, I'm just going to dump the apple in your hands, and you're just going to have this hot fucking apple melted in your hands. Applesauce in your hands came out of my dirty sock. And
sounds wonderful.
And you're going to love it. And then you're just like, man, I should get like a cup or something. I should carry like a cup on my belt. That's what I should do. And now, like, every time you eat out of that cup, it tastes better. everything that you experience from that moment because of that day when you were handed the apple in your hands like that, raw, like with no cup. So this is
it's been seasoned by
these bad experiences. Yeah, exactly. These bad experiences have been the thing that really season what makes good food taste good. Right. Is all the times you've spun the wheel, you know, and said, all right, let's ask for the manager and complain and see how my food tastes, you know, things like that. So it's a lot of hit or miss, you know. I
decided to go a different way. Me and my brother, we went to take kayaks out on a little Tybee Island off the coast of Georgia, and we didn't realize paddling out in whitewater kayaks in the sea with the tide going out and paddling against it, trying to come in.
No rudder. No,
that would be, and how close we probably got to being swept out to sea because of.
You didn't have a sea kayak which has a rudder that drops.
Right. And yeah, there was a point where we were out there beyond.
Good thing you have those arms that you have, Brad. You have strong arms.
All that tennis.
Thankfully, right.
Tennis saved your life, Brad.
It probably did. But I'm going to tell you, when we got back to the truck, that meal, we went to our favorite Mexican restaurant, and that was the best freaking meal we had had.
Oh, totally.
In probably a decade.
It's the total truth, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you go through something scary and then you eat. Oh my God.
And think about early colonial food probably tasted good because seriously, you're just like, well, out of the 7 people that were out today, only 3 of us didn't get scalped, and now I'm going to eat this sock apple and be happy as fucking shit, man, because damn, I'm alive, you know?
Oh, wow.
Got a sock apple grin on their face.
Oh my God.
Pie day.
Pie day. It's pie day all day.
Now, what is your favorite pie? Blueberry, raspberry, cherry?
Berry.
I'll tell you my berry.
Marionberry.
I don't know. Chocolate cream and coconut cream, I think. I don't know.
What's your favorite?
What about you, Del?
Shoe fly pie all day, every day.
Shoe fly pie, but apple pie and dowdy makes your eyes light up and your stomach say howdy.
What is shoe fly pie?
I sang it right, Brad?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically brown sugar custard, but the key about it is that you know you leave it sitting out on the counter because its namesake is because you know it lasts. It doesn't have to be refrigerated, and it lasts for weeks.
And it traps flies.
Flies are all over it.
Oh my gosh!
But it is tasty.
Why would they pick that as like, hey, we need to give this pie a good name?
Fly pie.
Hey, let's name it after the flies that gather around it. And one guy's
what's an apple pan dowdy? It goes with shoe fly pie. I don't know what it is.
It sounds like a fancy guy that has his own cup, and when you give him an apple out of a sock apple, and he's all like, "Oh, look at me! I have a cup. I have a bowl. Look at me with my bowl. Wow.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a mug.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I had this mug that I walked across Spain with. I just couldn't get rid of that mug. Yeah, well, because it made more sense than carrying all your water.
Of course.
You go to the water place where it's the free water, and you just put your cup out, and you drink until you can't drink anymore. And then you don't have to carry so much water.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to carry a mug.
Oh, that's the key. Now, once you discover your mug, everything becomes more important. Same thing with building dragons. There's certain things. It's just like, look, you know, food, clothing, shelter. Are you taking care of yourself? Where's your mug? What do you mean?
Where's your mug?
Yeah. I'd ask people, well, if you don't have a mug, you probably don't even. Dude,
what are you?
You're counting on someone else's mug?
We're not going to make it. You're not going to make it, man. I'm telling you, you're going to be bitching at me. We got a lot of dragon scales to cut. You are not going to make it if you don't have a mug. Same thing in the wilderness camp. There's just certain equipment you just know right away. You're just like, okay, this person's not going to make it.
You get a carabiner and you clip the mug onto your backpack and you're ready.
If you don't show up with a mug and a carabiner, I mean, are you really here? Come on.
Yeah. You're
not even serious.
Nope.
That's how we weed out.
There's a conversation. Let's call it carabiner. What a stupid name, Larry. Let's just fine. we got to go to bed. We'll keep that name for now, but we're changing that name. No, we're not going to call this thing Carabiner, okay?
No, but
we're not going to call it that.
I really want to be able to call them beaners really bad. Like, really bad.
Where did it come
That's
from?
the whole reason I picked.
Larry, I don't know why we ask you these questions. Look, you have the most wonderful inventions, but fuck, dude. Why do you have to name it this? It's going to ruin you. No one's going to trust you again.
It's my last name, Carabina.
Ugh. Yeah,
It's 'cause I love
carabiners
the
are cool.
Caribbean and everything about beans. I love all the beans, all the legumes and the beans. And I just want to spread bean love everywhere I can.
Yeah. You know, I hate to say that. No, I don't hate to say this, but I want to at least say, because it is Pie Day. I wrote a character who uses pie because pie is probably an infinitesimally long number. You know, we say probably because honestly we don't really know, do we?
We don't.
But
You said this has never been proven with pie.
This circle goes on forever.
But because pi technically goes on forever, Kuan Yin, this character, realizes that all she needs to know is pi, because every single possibility that could ever exist in the world, every single thing that's ever been written, every song that's ever been played, every poem that's ever been spoken is going to be somewhere in pi. It's just a matter of where on pi do you go to find that there. Every single thing. And this is an incredible concept to me, because it means that the circle itself literally is all things. It has all things. And that Shakespeare would be written in pi. And all you need to know is the access point. All you need to know is where do you put your needle on pi to get that note, to get that result. And so Quan starts to fathom that if everything is inside of pi, the only way I would be able to access such a long, infinitesimally endless possibilities would be to access it through pure serendipity, pure luck, pure. So she realized that the only way that she could do that is that she would have to become an entity, a seer, who has a destiny in which all things manifest in this pure, I'm using the word luck as just a placeholder. I don't have time to explain.
No, but I get it. Yeah. Okay.
So in order to access all the information on pi, all Quan has to do is hold her posture, her spine, in a certain elegance that would match what it would have to be for her to be a kind of sibyl or a reader who works so perfectly that she could access something inside of pi. That for her to pull that off, she would have to be so graceful, so in tune, so in her selfness, in her calligraphy, and that is the only way she learned how to read pi, is she learned how to read the perfection in herself. She learned how to, what would I feel like if I was this person who could access all things from pi? Well, I probably wouldn't be eating these crackers right now. I'd probably be like a person who would be maybe having a little bit of a better view or a little bit of a better dietary sort of choice maybe, or a position. In other words, constantly asking yourself, am I living in my purest elegance? maybe elegance isn't the right word, but I like this word personally for me. You can call it whatever you want, but it's this style, this sort of vibe nature, this serendipitous groove. Because if you were to picture that all things would have to be accessible through the concept of a number such as pi, then you are sort of giving away a secret, because you now know how to divine things simply by changing yourself into the person who's capable of divining pi.
So go quantum.
Yes.
Quantum. But the story of Kuan Yin is that some horrific things happened to her, and she was able to compassionate it all. So she was able to take all sides of the wholeness, right? So balancing the what you would call, I don't know, like wholeness has both sides of everything in it. So pi has everything in it, right? So she would have to have grace, elegance, grace to...
Exactly. Not only that, the elegance and grace would have to be so monumentally vibrant, so harmoniously polyphonic, that you would need disaster and tragedy just to show you the tone, just to show you what the sound looks like. Yeah.
The worst betrayal. It was like father-daughter betrayal stuff.
Totally. Which means the more that you start to assimilate into the Quan, you would necessarily start to engulf, like a black hole, all of the joy, all of the amazing serendipity would flow into you, just as all the tragedy
and despair
and all the despair would flow into you, because you were Orca, right? Yep. You were becoming Orca consciousness until you become Quan consciousness. So you start to seek out these very things, which is why you find it so rare when something like heights scares you. When you find fear, if you're on the Orca path, you would say, "Oh, I have to eat this." Well, what do you mean? We're going to go play tennis. No, I have to eat this fear. I need at least 10 minutes.
I need to watch that video again.
This is terrifying to stand right here. Oh my God. I am shaking. I have hives. Why is my skin tingly?
My feet are hurting from gripping.
Yeah. Why can't I relax?
Why don't I trust this rail?
And why don't want to eat anything. I have to eat a sandwich at the edge of the rail.
Yeah. If I put dry rice in my mouth, can I still talk? Because if I can't, it means that I'm relaxed enough to where I'm secreting, salivary glands are running. So I'm still in parasympathetic.
Yeah.
And that's an old Chinese truth teller, by the way.
That's great.
Some dude walks into court and it's like, emperor's like, "Oh, you've come from Silk Road. You told me story about Godzilla. I do not believe you." Place rice in his mouth, and they open his mouth and they put dry rice in his mouth, and they just ask him more questions. Fascinating.
I love that. Oh
I know.
my gosh!
If it's all lubed up and everything, that means he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
If it's dry and he's like,
he literally can't talk. He actually can't even speak because the rice, removes the moisture from his mouth. Yeah. See, isn't this brilliant? The rice. By the way, it's just like a spoonful. It's like a tablespoon.
I think that would be it. Like, how would you be able to test your vagus nerve or your parasympathetic nervous system? Yeah,
totally. Yeah, it's amazing.
Great Chinese wisdom.
That would save a lot of time. Big time saver. You always got a pocket full of dry rice in case you got to question anyone.
That's right.
Who needs a lie detector machine? I got a pocket full of rice.
Yep. Pocket full of rice.
Let's crisp those things. Oh, man.
That's what's great about all these things that access those parts of ourselves. To talk about the vagus nerve, but like the fears, right? They wake us up and show us exactly where where we might want to look in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're afraid of the rice in the mouth, right? Maybe we should put rice in our mouth and see if we can talk to ourselves. Okay?
Well, see, we don't always know if we're relaxed.
You have
Yeah.
to integrate, do it like ask yourself the questions.
Yeah.
Instead of like the ice bucket challenge, it's like put rice in your mouth challenge. It's spreading around the world.
Yeah,
and everyone ask me a question. I cannot lie.
Am I lying to you myself, Brad, or am I lying to myself?
Lying to myself.
I would argue that most people don't know when they've left parasympathetic and they've entered into sympathetic. And because they don't know that they've entered that mode, I include myself in this, they don't know that they might be more prone to lie, that they might be more prone to not compassionate, that they might be more prone to miss really valuable information that would help them, that they'd be less prone to put up boundaries, more prone to suspicate, be suspicious of everyone or paranoid. Yeah, just go with it. Or to be paranoid and stuff like that. And so if you were to put rice in your mouth, it honestly would tell you where you're at. And I think that, I think it's really hard for us to know where we're at. And I think that we're the last to know usually. And if we were better at seeing that, I think it would help a lot, because we would know when we're living inside of a little bubble that's kind of a lie, little fantasy that we've created around ourselves, but we don't have the moisture to just to understand,
I think I have a hack. Did you ever think about a lemon in your mouth waters? Mm-hmm. So you could say, put the rice in your mouth and think lemon. Then there's the hack around it. I don't know. I was just...
Well, it is all about controlling this, because we were talking about too, about uncontrollably having like your body reacts to a situation and you don't want it to. It's like, I'm uncomfortable. My body's shaking. And it's like, why is it shaking?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's just trying to figure that out, right? It's like, I just know for me, it's like when I've had those moments, I'm being like, I can kind of know why I might be shaking, but it's like, I'm confronting this and I'm trying to compassionate is not the right word, regulate it more so, right? I'm trying to regulate it. I understand this thing, but it's funny how the body still does what the body does. And that's again, where I do think that, looking into those places, whether it be fear, whether it be shame, whatever's causing our body to react that way, I always it piques my interest and I look a little deeper there, because I am like saying to myself, why are you so worked up right now?
Yeah. See, I'd say that the true wisdom here is that it's not that people don't know how to relax. It's that they don't know that they are not relaxed.
Yeah.
And I think this is truly what haunts us the most, is simply our unconsciousness about our ability to relax even more in every state that we're in. And unless you're carrying around some kind of really annoying alarm clock, or if you had some relax assistant that's just constantly watching you or stalking you.
A relax assistant?
It really is. There's so much to that, and we forget that so much, the media.
In that relaxed state, you're more natural to play too. It's more likely that you'll do some type of movement that your body's kind of yearning for, like, oh, I kind of just want to go, for a walk now or something, because you're more in tune, you're more at one with yourself.
Then how do you get to the orca consciousness whilst relaxed?
Well, I think that because you are relaxed, you automatically are. I think it's more about asking yourself, can I relax more right now? And when you find yourself in a stressful situation, that's a perfect opportunity. But this is what I mean by the issue is not people don't know how to relax. The issue is people don't know when they are not relaxed, because you would become non-relaxed all the time. This is a good gear to have, not being relaxed. Trust me, it's good to not be relaxed. It's a very functional thing. It allows you to open a garage door. It allows you to struggle with a lock. You can mow the yard. Like there's a lot of things you could
clog
do.
a drain. Yep.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the growth happens. That's what it is.
And so to me, the only way that I've been able to consciously remember it is to deserve to feel good, to always be looking for a better time. I've noticed that I relax more because I think I define having a better time by why am I not enjoying this? Why it's not about I want to need drugs or I need this or I need that. It's about why am I not fully immersed in this? And because that's when the relaxation happens automatically because I'm being fulfilled because I'm dilated.
Yeah. I was thinking about, accessing the circle and stepping into it in that state of inner gnosis. Your inner gnosis is like, to be in this eternal now is in the eternal pie of the existence. And so why am I not having fun in it? Because I'm trying to get away from me into the future because I think it's going to be better. I'm like, but it's like, how can you get there? It's all here.
Yeah.
Right. It's weird.
It is. And it's a crazy state to sit there and try and play in because I think constantly we look at our past and our future and we look at where we, in our past, what we don't like or where we sometimes favorably what we've grown from, but also like you mentioned, our future and where we think we want to get to. And not appreciating exactly like you're talking about in the moment of like the idea that the journey, not the destination, right?
There is no future. There's no future unless you're here.
Am I dilated right now, Lori, talking to you? Yes, I freaking am. Do you know what I mean? And isn't that enough?
Right. And then I was thinking about how many people just go back into their past and talk about it all the time, or they're stuck in high school, or they're in this eternal now of yesteryear.
Yeah,
but
I think
it's so not.
And that said, hey, I love talking about, for example, when James mentioned maybe doing a trip to Mexico City or something like that. Like I love that too, but I do feel like it's like I don't get lost in that's the attainment. Like if this event happens this and there, and not missing out on the fact that like just we're talking about the now, like the right here and right now. It's like I don't. Honestly, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like I'm getting the dilation I need out of right now, right here, right now, and looking ahead to things or looking back and reflecting on things doesn't change the fact that right here, right now, it's like this is where all of the momentum is, or all of the experiences. That's more the word, right? The experiences right here.
I think a lot of so it's like the biggest hill is knowing if you're not relaxed. And then the second biggest hill would be realizing that your priority is actually to enjoy and dilate and relax more now. That is actually the most productive thing you could do. And then if those two things can be accomplished, then really it's just a matter of self-hypnosis. There is a lay down on your bed in the afternoon. There is an orange glow that starts in your toes. And it's an orange carbonated, warm, liquid feeling. And it's bouncing off the back of your toenails. It's webbing the connections between your toes itself. You can now it's touching your ankles. The bottom of your feet is touching this orange glow, and you move this orange glow as slow as you can where you're still enjoying this feeling, and you are scanning your body, and we're going to be moving all the way up to the top. And as you move your scanner up your different body parts, the reason why you're naming the body parts, the reason why you're saying them is because you're moving this scan this holographic scan, witnessing every single part of you, right? Your ankles, your shins, your thighs, your calves, your knees. And all these are warmer now. All of these feel seen. They feel witnessed now. And this is that deeper relaxation. This is that aperture opening because you've given awareness to all these things. These are a trillion eyes that we've just seen. All the pores in this skin are looking at the world. If you close your eyes, you can imagine what your ankles are hearing right now. You can hear what your knees see. You can see perspective from your knees, what they focus on. What is the universe like from these knees? And you haven't even talked about your muscles, your tendons, your limbic system, your bones, we haven't even touched the thighs yet. And that this is a holographic medicine. It's a self-hypnosis writing ceremony. And I think it's a trillion times better than trying to be a silent meditation, trying to create an emptiness. I'm suggesting you do the opposite, that you create a tonal movement and you use your body, because this is going to touch your entire universe. Because as long as you touch your body, everything that's bothering you that you think is in the universe, you're going to find when you touch that part of your body.
Here.
Especially when you get to when you start to get to your hips.
Yep.
You start to carry the sadness is there. And this is where Orca really shines. Because the sadness is when you're relaxed, believe it or not. Sadness feels really good. I swear to you, when you're really relaxed, sadness feels amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the zone. You're in this pocket, and you're existing from this hip kind of place. And you when you get into, because we don't have a lot of time, when you get to your intestines, when you get to your digestion, I think you really start to hear how instantly this holographic voice changes your body's settings. You will burp or fart, or just the stomach will groan, it'll crack, it'll make noises because it hears you. I swear to you, it hears you. And until you teach yourself that the enteric system is a separate entity, you're never going to know how to talk to it, because you think that you're talking to you. You are talking to you, but you're talking to a specific entity that is inside of you.
An organ, like the music playing.
Yeah.
So I like to think when you lay down on the bed, you're settling. It's like your waters are settling. And everything like lands in your back. And I like imagine everything kind of floating out of me that, isn't for me to hold on to anymore. But nice. I also call it open heart spirit surgery. And I'll scan my body. And I do whenever I feel like a ping or a zing, I'm like, feel ya. Okay, left knee, gotcha. Felt that. Yeah. Okay, temple. I'll go to it, or I'll write. Sometimes I have a lot of fun ways to play with my body. It's rolls and balls and hoops and lots of things. So it's really about, even in bed. Yeah, you can have a hoop in bed, and it's great. There's so many ways to move even from the bed. But I really like the concept of everything settling in your body. You can just like chillax, and it's not standing, it's not typing, it's just in that,
processing these emotions, you have to be relaxed, right? So whatever we do
let
to
those
get
waters clear. Yeah.
I like to think about the capillaries as like tributaries, and how they're like, the river of the venous system and the aorta, like the arterial systems of these rivers and tributaries. And then to think about, like, really go into the myofascia, which is holding and sticking all of the organs and the muscles together. and like really accessing that fascia. That's where the parasympathetic and sympathetic really shows up in my body. Like, where are these tightnesses, and finding the tightnesses in relaxation is key.
Yeah. I mean, that's again, that's what we're kind of talking about with the fact that where we find the tension, and the fact that the relaxation. So whether it be laying down on the bed, because when we have those feelings in our body, that whether it be the fear of the heights or whatever is making our body react in a certain way, it is finding the ways to relax those parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jaw is a good access to that. You kind of feel how tense your jaw is sometimes without knowing it. Like, you're just like, well, why am I squeezing my jaw so jawing? Why am I jawing so hard? You know, in Africa, if you were to capture your enemy, you would consider his jaw a trophy. That out of all the body parts that you kept, not his skull, it was his jaw.
Because of the sacred sound that it made?
I've thought a lot about it. I've read different things, about it's what he said. This person is, sacred sound, things like that. Yeah, it's interesting. It's also, you're holding the mandible. You're holding what speaks. It's really interesting, right? Like in Native Americans would say value the scalp itself, the actual temporal lobe, right? That sort of frontal lobe, while in Africa, it was that jaw.
And the Native Americans was like the antenna of their hair, the wisdom of the hair. And then, and I used to work for oral surgeon, and he always had to ask if you were a famous opera singer, if you do something in the jaw, it can mess up their whole voice.
Really?
Yeah, it was really serious. It was like it was really.
It's like the balance of their cathedral.
Exactly. Yeah.
Adds more weight to the fact that, like James just mentioned, the fact that jaw is where the word is spoken.
Yeah.
It's the voice is a powerful thing.
Landjark.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's really tied to your hips as well. That the jaw and the hip have an interesting balanced relationship, and opening up your hips can affect your jaws and vice versa.
Right?
Absolutely. I love the fact that the fact that you're talking about our hips is where we contain our pain, and the fact that connecting that to our voice, just because of how light we feel, right? How much we carry, how heavy we carry, the energy is probably located in the hips, right? And our ability to.
Yeah, pelvis is kind of a jaw.
Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing this new walking. I don't know what I'm gonna name it. Something. Yeah. I'm doing this walking. It's like Tai Chi walking or weird walking or whatever. But it's like walking like you're in this inner knowledge of like, why is you walking that way? Walk a different way, like marching and then side walking and all kinds of different types of like movement that the body's saying, yeah, you're shuffling. You've been holding this tension in your hips and you're not swinging your legs correctly. So it's like a way of rehabbing without a physical therapist telling you what to do, but your body's telling you what to do, right?
Nice.
Yeah, totally. The way we carry ourselves, I think, is hugely impactful how we feel about ourselves, too.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
The way we move in the world. It's like the way we carry ourselves in a space kind of tells ourselves how we feel about ourselves in that space, does it not?
Well, I can dance. Like, I could dance somewhere and not have any pain walking. But if I walk the way I used to walk, it was painful because my body's saying, you need to pay attention to how you used to walk. It's like walking is more, like what is your walk in the world? It's like if you haven't changed anything and your body's telling you what it is, and you're not listening.
Needs to be more of a dance, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, I think the Turtle Islanders who have held on to the dance and the communication with the surface of the turtle shell. You know, you're literally like communicating when you walk,
right?
And the joy comes through your feet,
right?
Or doesn't connect. So it's, you're connecting, but you can really feel that connection when you get that hip balance. And, when you get all your bones that we're all born with, the same bones, we all have these same structures. Some people are missing limbs, of course, and some people have an extra finger or so, but
that's right.
Pretty much we all have the same structure. So I like knowing that I know what you feel like inside of you as far as bones go. We have the same balance. And I think of the spine as the spine of a book. And then you have your left and your right side that closes and opens and matches and meets in the middle. So,
and the other thing is like
that sacred balance.
That sacred balance. That's the other thing I'm doing with walking is like trying to keep myself on one foot longer than I would normal.
Fantastic.
Right? So it's just like, where are you like out of balance? Do you fall over on the left? Do you fall over on the right? It's just like your body is like this master teacher.
It's like I want to play. Remember when we played with our feet? We were closer to the ground. We were smaller critters, but that instinct is so
that balance too. When things weren't so serious, maybe, but things are serious. But it's that balance too of that, right? Of the inner child playing where it's like nothing is serious, but it's like balancing that with, okay, things are serious, but you still have to have the unseriousness in the seriousness. If that makes sense, Well,
one of my favorite things
walk
to do
like no one's dancing, like dance like no one's watching and walk like no one's watching. Just do things like no one's watching.
You need to watch like no one's dancing.
What did you say, James?
I said you need to watch like no one's dancing.
I love it when I have my hoop at the park because I like to throw it up really high and catch it. So no one's at the park, right? It's open sky. The sun is rising. I'm out there throwing the hoop and catching it and spinning it around and going to a tree and hanging out and sitting on a ball. And, it's
I would like to see you throw it in the air and then thread it like a needle. Dive through it.
I'm going to practice a lot more because this is my first season of full hoop. Hoop on.
How great it is to be able to play with yourself like that and get such joy out of it. It's the greatest, isn't it, Renee?
Oh, it's so fun. I'm just running around at 6:30 in the morning, like, with my hoop. I got my coffee, listening to music, and the people are like, I didn't see anybody this morning, but the rise was so good. I have to be out there to greet it, especially on Pi Day, because the sun is our perfect circumference ball. It's just like, that's
so beautiful.
Oh, I love it so. I love it so. And with that, you guys, we have come to the end of the ride. Any last words on Pi Day?
Happy Pi Day, everybody. Circle on.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Great time.
Great job, everybody.
It's all around, but leaves no trace. I'm skipping stones into the sea. I'll give you some long time. I need to go catch a high tide, 'cause I don't feel free. So I'm letting you know where I want to be. Driving by the shore, listening to a broken radio. Skyline neon lights are waking up the